Good evening, Vol fans. Welcome in to Vol Society Live, a special Saturday night episode. My name is David Morrison. I am the Vol Society lead analyst here on the Vol Society Network. And we thank you for tuning in tonight here on across our social media platforms, facebook.com/UT Society, youtube.com/Vol Society, and on Twitter at Society Vols. And we're already breaking records. We've already got probably our biggest audience right now. As you can see, we do this show each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And like I said, we got to celebrate this tonight. Hello to everybody tuning in. My goodness, the comments are going crazy. Kim saying, go Big Orange. Kenneth, good old Rocky Top. Willie, go Vols. Kim saying, woohoo. Chris, love our Vols. Michelle, we did it. Christy, GBO. Kim, the year of the Vols. Michelle, go Vols. And another woohoo. And our founder, Brad, saying, how about them Vols? We did put them under the rug. I'm telling you, this is one of the greatest days in Tennessee football history. It's been 15 long games, 16 years to be exact, since the University of Tennessee put down the Crimson Tide. And I was looking at some just random facts of the last time Tennessee defeated Alabama. You have to go back to 2006. Up until tonight, there was no iPhone. Netflix was not a streaming app at this time. The PlayStation 3 hasn't launched yet. There was no SEC network. There was no MCU universe. And there was just some crazy facts I came up with. My goodness, it's just unreal. I'm going to read some of y'all's comments, and I'll kind of read some of this stuff here. Is my audio bad, good? Hopefully it's okay. Paul says, hey, be honest, how fast did you drive to get home for Fall Society? I flew home. Brad says, greatest game I've seen in years. Michael's saying, VFL all the way from Florida. Ball's about to be ranked 1 or 2 nation folks. Willie said can't hear me. I'm sorry about that. Let me see what I can. Should be all right. Well, hopefully, if I sound a little, sound like I'm in a potato or whatever, I apologize. We'll just kind of bear through here. I just want to read your comments. Just come on here and celebrate. If I sound fuzzy or sound a little off, that's okay. Like I said, let's just celebrate this one. I'll try to read your comments, even though it may sound a little fuzzy. But okay, Paul says I'm coming in loud and clear. Okay, I apologize here. Adam saying 6-0. Kim saying number 4. Paul says I'm coming in loud and clear. Okay. I mean, this is just unreal. I mean, last time Tennessee had like I said, last time Tennessee beat Alabama, the number 1 song in the nation was Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake. Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale had the number 1 movie in The Prestige. I mean, it's just some cool stuff. I'm going to have to read some of this stuff on the next podcast. But anyways, man, it's just a fantastic night. 52-49. Where do we start? Where do we start this game? Let's start with the playmakers. I'm going to start with Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, 6 catches, 207 yards, 5 touchdowns on the night. An absolute star. Very excited for him. I can't believe just the night he had. And then got to give it up to Hendon Hooker. 21 for 30, 385 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then he ran the ball 14 times, 56 yards. He did throw his first interception of the season. But, we knew eventually it was going to come, and I had a bad feeling that was going to happen throughout the evening. Alabama was ready for it, but my goodness. If Hendon Hooker is not the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy after tonight, I don't know what else to say. He has to be number 1 after tonight. And I know we still got a lot of football to go. There's another big hurdle coming up in November in the Georgia Bulldogs on the road. But this has to be it. I mean, I don't know if ESPN's updated his stats just yet. No, they haven't yet. It still says 10 touchdowns. So 15 touchdowns to 1 interception on the year. 1,400 yards at 385. So almost closing in on 2,000 yards passing so far this season. It's just unbelievable. Brad says he does believe they can win the Heisman. Paul said, to be honest, I'm not upset about that interception. At least it didn't happen against UT Martin. You're right. I mean, that could be a little deflating. Brad says we'll go undefeated now. I think so. Justin says, don't want to sleep on Kentucky. Love you. Never know that these games are always interesting. Yeah. I mean, now everybody knows who we are. You took down Florida, which, now it depends on how Florida finishes out the season. But you went down to Baton Rouge, put a beat down on LSU, and then you got into a scrap fight with Alabama and came away with the win. Chris saying, not today, saving. Brad says, start saving money, folks, for SEC championship tickets and playoffs. I mean, all you got left is to beat Georgia down between the hedges. And let's give a shout out to Chase McGrath. I mean, it's very interesting that, or I guess appropriate also, similar situation in the 2004 game when James Wilhoit missed an extra point and came back and hit a game-winning field goal. And almost 20 years later, the exact same thing happened. Chase McGrath missed a crucial extra point. Alabama took the lead, but Tennessee never gave up. And then Hendon Hooker threw that big pass down to Brew McCoy. And then Chase McGrath nailed the game-winning field goal. It's probably the ugliest game-winning field goal I've ever seen. But my goodness, that was such a sweet victory. Everybody's wondering where the goalposts end up. Probably goalposts are down Cumberland Avenue right now. Oh my goodness, Lane's wondering about that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I know I'm rambling on, but let's ramble on. Let's just go crazy tonight here on Vol Society Live. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Man, it's just so great. Yeah. Brad says, let's mention Josh Heupel, greatest coach in college football period. Josh Heupel has to win Coach of the Year, not only in the SEC, but across college football. We've mentioned this so many times. Brad's wondering who's smoking a cigar. Yeah, please comment on that. But we've talked about this so many times on our Vol Society platforms. 2 years ago, this program was rock bottom. Jeremy Pruitt was dismissed. NCAA allegations. Everybody hit the transfer portal. We saw one of those players tonight on Alabama. Josh Heupel came in with a lot of football players that, had names, but not household names. You didn't really know a whole lot about them. The transfer portal and NIL came at an appropriate time for Tennessee. I really think more of the transfer portal because you brought in Hendon Hooker. You brought in a lot of these transfers, even from last year's team. And now first year went out of the gate 7-6. Year 2, come out, we're 6-0. I mean, he's a miracle worker. Years past, when we've had previous coaches, it was a years of rebuild. This rebuild took less than 2 years, and here we are. We're gonna be probably number 3 in the country starting tomorrow, and yeah, Josh Heupel. I mean, thank God for Danny White, and thank God for Josh Heupel. What he has done. Read some of your comments. Willie says, "Let's party and get hammered, my fellow Fall fans." Dustin says, "Throw the checkbook at Heupel." I think Danny White is going to throw the checkbook at Heupel. Diana says, "Hooker for Heisman." Paul says, "I wish I had a cigar. I'm going to make a special trip to Chattanooga to buy some." John B. in the house says, as I said on the podcast, no mattress is safe in Tennessee after 7 p.m. Yeah, exactly. Probably in more than one way than not. I'll keep it PG on here. Paul says, now I hope all the recruits run to us wanting to play for Josh Heupel. Yeah, there was so many there. I mean, Haley says this moment's been earned. John says amazing win tonight. Yes, definitely so. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just a fantastic win. looking at some of the numbers. I mean, our secondary is still got a lot of issues, but I'll be positive about this. You didn't have Kamal Hatton tonight. Jalen McCullough, we all know his story. Warren Burrell out for the year. You were down 3 big-time defensive players, and they gave up a lot of yards. Yes, they did. I mean, Bryce Young went off tonight with 455 yards. That's still got to be cleaned up, but I will give them credit. There were some times they did a pretty good job of hanging in there and defending some of these Alabama wide receivers. Now, can we continue that momentum the rest of the year? We'll find out. But like I said, I'm really enjoying this season, obviously, and it's just unbelievable where we are right now. Continue your comments here. Chris says, Vols Society, woohoo. John saying Hooker over Young. I think so too. I don't see a repeat winner from Bryce Young, but I'll give Bryce Young credit. He had a great night tonight. But man, this is an unbelievable night. Okay, Frank can't even talk right now. Yeah. I mean, like, what else is your thoughts tonight? Like I said, keep these comments coming. I know we're rambling on, but like I said, you look at where we're at this point. 6-0 on the year. You got UT Martin next week. Now, if there's going to be a concern about UT Martin, is Tennessee going to come out flat with UT Martin? I think they'll blow them out. Don't get me wrong, but this is big moment. This is a big win. Maybe come out a little flat in the first quarter. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see. Then you get Kentucky at home on the 29th. Paul says, ever seen David Morris's flabbergasted? I know, and I'm trying to do a live stream. But you get Kentucky. That should be a win. Georgia's the next big hurdle on November the 5th. I expect that to be another big CBS game. Probably both teams will be it. Golly bum, can you imagine that being 1 versus 2? That would be an amazing game. That's the next big hurdle. The rest of the schedule, I have no issues with. I mean, like I said, this is definitely a double-digit win season. And you got the team in place. You got give David Morrison Dr. Pepper quick. I know I need one. I picked up a cookout milkshake here, which is a little bitter, but that's okay. Johnny's saying, "Let's go, Timothy." Hi, yeah, buddy. Let's go, Vols. Yep, absolutely. Bryce promises we're going to beat Georgia. Yeah, I mean, I'm so flabbergasted, like Paul said. Yeah, I have no issues with the rest of this SEC schedule. Get ready. It's going to be a fun season. Get ready to book your trip to New Orleans or maybe the college football playoffs. We may be going to the Fiesta Bowl or something. I don't know. Or the Peach Bowl. I think Peach Bowl and Fiesta Bowl is the playoff spots. John says it's a big statement. Let's see. Johnny says most incredible game I witnessed in person. That's awesome. Paul says, who else is bitter? Alabama. Yeah, I'm sure. I could imagine them being right now. Okay, get me on in the video. Let's see. How do we? Yeah, show me how to do that, Brad. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Copy to. All right, I think I'm still on. I'm trying to get our founder Brad on, so let's see what I could do here. All right. I hope I did this correct. Apologize. Let's see here. Hopefully that's sent to you, Brad. Okay, continue on. Steven said, dude, I cried. I bet there was a bunch of tears from a lot of people. I know our founder, Brad, was one of them. Let's see. Chris says, and hey, Manning was there too, and we still won. Yeah, I believe the Manning curse is broken officially. Well, maybe we'll invite him to a few more things, so that's awesome. Paul said, did anyone else look at Nick Saban and was like, dude, you need to retire? He just looks very tired. He looked very, I did notice that. I always thought it was kind of funny he wore his little raincoat the whole time uh, throughout the game. Okay, here. Let's see here. So I usually do the shout outs on Wednesday nights, but man, y'all are flooding these reactions. Oh, okay. I think we got them on. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now on Vol Society Live, the founder of Vol Society. Please welcome Mr. Brad Frank. Hello.
Woo! What about it, buddy?
Dude, I don't
What's
know
up,
what
bud?
else to do. This is fantastic.
Dude, let me tell you right now, I've got to keep it down because I just put my son to bed and I don't want to wake him up.
Understand?
But, buddy, I'm sitting out here. I've got the victory cigar in hand.
Are.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, anyone watching, let me see if I can get in on these chats. I'm not sure if I can or not. But I'm going to tell you right now, what we just saw tonight was the greatest game that we've seen. Oh my God, probably since the 90s.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. I'd say that 98 season. What we just saw tonight that just happened was unreal. I cried for 20 minutes after that game. And I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
right now, Josh Heupel is the greatest thing to ever come to Tennessee.
absolutely.
You better be thinking Danny White and Donde Plowman and all those who's at the top leading this front. Year two, I've never seen a coach, and that includes Saban. I don't care what you say about him.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a coach come from rock bottom like this to a disaster of a program.
Mm-hmm.
In year two, we're undefeated. I'm going to tell you, I think we can go all the way. I think we can go undefeated this year. That is insane.
It is. Yeah, and I mentioned this on the podcast of Vol Society Live. I had that weird. Well, I wouldn't say weird. I had that 2019 LSU Alabama feel where remember when LSU had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that offense was clicking, and they had a really good defense too. And I was thinking this feels very similar to when Alabama played LSU. Now they played them in Tuscaloosa, but I felt very confident throughout the week we can get the win. Now I knew it was going to be like kind of what we saw tonight, a nail biter,
Yeah.
but even the national media was just so focused on Tennessee, and I didn't watch every hit piece or uh,
Yeah.
story like ESPN did or any of that, but it was just so amazing to see, just the national coverage Tennessee was getting, and there it is, lighting it up. It's been a long time.
A very
Uh,
time.
Yeah, and it's just so amazing. Just that the this is why I love college football. You don't get this type of excitement and passion on Sundays, and we
No.
both love the Sunday game. We both are big NFL fans, but college football is a completely different animal. It's a completely different sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about you cry for 20 minutes. I'll tell a quick story, and I'm gonna get back to the comments. The
Yep.
last time I watched Tennessee and Alabama was with my grandfather in 2006, and he passed away in 2010. And tonight I watched it with his wife, my grandmother, and it was kind of full circle seeing that. And
Yeah.
whew, I mean,
Hey, man.
it's just unbelievable.
Hey, you deserve this, David. I deserve this. All of our Vol Society fans deserve this.
Hmm.
Everyone at UT Nation deserves this tonight. Okay?
Yes.
It's long overdue. I don't care if you like Tennessee football or not. The bottom line is when Tennessee football is good, when Tennessee football is relevant, all of college football is better. Period.
Yes. Absolutely.
Period.
Hmm.
That's a true statement,
Yeah.
whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I'm elated. I just can't fathom still what's going on. I can't believe we're 6-0. I got to tell you, and I'm an optimist. I would I didn't I didn't necessarily see us being 6-0, man.
No.
I think I actually had us losing two games this year. One, I thought we would lose to LSU.
Hmm.
I thought Bama would beat the other one.
Mm.
And then I said at the beginning
Yeah.
of the year, we were going to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
But being 6-0 right now, I'm telling you, seeing Georgia, some of these close games they've had,
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, we can go undefeated. This could be a 98 season, and I am just blown away. Blown away.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, you talk. I mean, this is going to go down as one of the greatest Tennessee football teams of all time. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just. I mean, it's right
Hey,
up there.
hey, Hendon Hooker very well
Hmm.
could win Heisman. I
I
mean,
know.
this isn't like a yeah, it'd be cool to see him win it. This is very likely now because of this win. You realize
Hmm.
that, right?
Yeah.
As good as Peyton Manning was, and don't get me wrong, Peyton Manning's great, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Yeah.
But even he didn't win the Heisman. We're
No.
talking
No.
that could win the Heisman this year, and it's likely.
I mean, after tonight's performance, I don't see why you cannot.
Well, you
I
got a
mean,
lot of ball games left.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I agree with you, Morrison. If he just continues to do what he's doing, and here's the thing, he needed that one big win.
Hmm.
That's why, that's how these guys win the Heisman, right? They have that one statement win or two or whatever, and he got it tonight. He got
He
it tonight.
did.
There's no reason why he can't win this thing. Period.
Yeah. Go back to your comments. Paul says, I did cry after the McGrath made the field goal. John B says, yes, huge win and an amazing season. Kevin checking in says, how you feeling, guys? And I ain't going to lie, started crying like a baby.
Yep.
Diana says, national championship, a great start. Amy saying, a great, amazing game. I screamed when the field goal was good. We all did too, Amy, right there.
Hey,
Frank,
ugliest kick I've ever seen.
I didn't think it was going to go.
Hey, my wife recorded videos of me. She always does on Facebook, but on my
Yeah.
page. But she recorded it. I went back and watched it because I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I watched it, and I'm literally like a 20-second delay of figuring out, did that ball even go in? Because
I
it was
know it.
the best kick I've ever seen. And I was about to just lose it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chase, man. It was ugly, but God, he had enough power to get it in there.
It was similar to the Will Hoyt kick that you were at in '04. He missed a crucial missed that extra point.
I said the same thing this evening. What I just saw was very similar to the Will Hoyt 2004 game against Florida. He said, David, he missed an extra point in the game. Very costly. Cost us the game almost. And then he came back and redeemed himself and made the field goal to win it. That's what happened tonight, guys. Hey, we're back. The days, mark my word on this, the days of Bama just coming to town and romping us year after year, those days are over. I'm telling you. Now, don't get me wrong. They'll probably beat us again here and there every other year or so. But the days of them constantly winning, those days are over because we've got a new coach in town, a new just everything going on at Tennessee right now. It's over. I'm telling you, Tennessee's back, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so happy too. You know, we talked about, before the generations. I mean, like I said, some of my cousins I know didn't have kids at the time. They were still in high school or college. You know, you didn't even know who your wife was, and you didn't have a son, and and now like our kids and people that friends that we've came across in life now get to experience it, and it's just so cool. And I talked about my personal story just a minute ago, and dude, this is fantastic. And shout out to our fans. I mean, they stormed the field tonight, and they deserved it.
I'll tell you this. As awesome as the 98 season was, no, and it was obviously, we won a national championship, but some of the storming of the fields that I saw that year, especially like that Florida game when that happened in '98. Hey,
Hmm.
what I saw tonight when they zoomed out, I've never seen that many people on the field. You
No,
couldn't even see a single green blade of grass.
no,
It was unbelievable.
it was a sea of
I've
humanity.
never seen. There's going to be a lot of people in jail. There's probably a lot of people hurt, and I
Yeah.
hope everyone's safe. But I'm going to tell you right now, that was pure chaos on that field.
Oh, I know it. I mean, it's unreal. I mean,
Yeah.
you think. I mean,
While we're talking here, I can't see the questions, David, but
yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to tell you, if you're listening right now, you better be typing your questions, your comments in, because David's going to be reading them in just a
yeah,
minute. I want to
yeah,
see a ton of questions, comments right now.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
do it.
All right, so kind of go back up here. Talked about. Let's see, Ken Bishop says, "Let's take down Georgia." Chris says, "Did you see that time Saban lost it on the sidelines?" Yeah, we were cracking up at my
Hey,
parents'
hey, hey.
house.
In his defense, as he should have lost it. I
Yeah,
don't know what was
absolutely,
going on there. That was insane.
absolutely. Uh,
Terrible.
yeah, Paul says, "I'm there with you. I thought we would uh make it ranked ninth, and after ninth, wow, maybe fourth. I'm thinking we're gonna be number 3 tomorrow morning. I
Hey,
think we'll.
with our schedule and who we've played and beating Bama,
Hmm.
call me crazy. I mean, we should probably be like 4 or 3, but do not be surprised, man, if they're like, hey, if they put us. I don't think we'll be 1, but I think
No,
for some reason I think we could be 2.
could
I
be.
really
Yeah,
did. Think
yeah.
about that, guys. Think about that. Regardless if it's 2, 3, or 4 in the nation,
It's unreal.
this is unreal.
Hmm. Read more. Haley says, "Not gonna lie, brought joy to my life." Willie says that kit brought back '07 vibes. It was almost blocked. I know.
Yep.
Unreal. Paul says it was hideous. Preston said, "Goalpost update. The video I've seen on Twitter, the goalpost is heading to the Tennessee River.
Yes.
It's gonna get dumped." Willie says we had a lot of recruits in the stands. Also, great time to be at Tennessee Vols. I hope they all commit.
Yep.
Kevin says, "Oh yeah, that he's talking to Preston. Says, I figured they would. I called it after we won. Told my guys at work Monday of the week. Okay." John says, "Go big orange." Ken says, "Pandemonium reigns."
John Ward right there, baby. Hey, let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
John Ward's looking down right now when that happened, and I
Mm,
guarantee he yelled that.
I bet.
I guarantee it.
Man, there's so many Vol fans that just flooding through my heads, and many that are no longer with us. I'm like, man, I wish they were here to see this tonight.
Oh, they're
But
saying
hey, they're probably
they're,
looking, probably are looking down, just
they're,
celebrating. Yeah.
there's no question. Give a shout out to our Vol Society fan base, David. I mean,
Hmm.
we've got the
Yes.
best fans out there, man. I mean, just sharing and following,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
just our Facebook is just getting so big because of you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. There's more people just saying, oh, your mom's wondering if I'm allowed to praise worship singing Rocky Top at church. Yeah, go ahead. I may do that
Do
myself.
it.
Do it. Just more, just like, where we could win. Grant Brown's got a question. He
Yeah.
says, if we go 11-1, are we in the playoff?
It's a good question.
I guess it depends on.
So it depends on a lot of things, but yes, I think I truly, I truly think we could be. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's hard to give you that answer, but I do think it's possible. I mean, I would think our loss would be Georgia if we do lose any this year.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, with our schedule and the people we play, I think that could get us to the playoffs. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I think you're going to have that debate. I think it depends on who that number 4 team is going to be.
Yeah.
You got, if USC kind of runs the table in the Pac-12, do you take Tennessee's strength of schedule or do you take Tennessee's? And I don't know USC's schedule off the top of my head, but I think we probably play tougher games than SC has.
Oh God, are you kidding, man? We're the
Yeah.
SEC. That's no
Yeah.
debate, man.
Yeah.
That's where it comes to. Yeah, and that's where the issues can happen, right?
Hmm.
And I'm not just saying it because I'm a Tennessee fan. I'm saying it because it's
Yeah.
the truth. Can
Yeah.
nobody the SEC, man? We're the
Yeah.
biggest powerhouse there is. So yeah, Grant, I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about that because I'm telling you, after what I'm saying, hey, I've never seen growth week after week like I'm seeing this year.
I know
And
it.
you don't think that is all attributed to that coach and that staff, guys? I'm telling you, you don't know football. Then
Yeah.
what they're doing with these guys. Hey, we don't even have the greatest players on defense. You got to keep the. Hey,
No.
our top wide receivers out.
Yes.
Think about that. In our defense, we don't even have star-studded defender. We have some good athletes on defense, but these guys are working with what they have,
Hmm.
and we are elite right now. because of these guys. This
Yeah.
is insane what's happening. I'm telling you,
I mean, Jalen Hyatt broke out and scored 5 touchdowns tonight.
buddy.
Broke
That boy,
shattered a school record.
I love him so much.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, this guy is fantastic. I love all of these guys. This team right here is so great. I just can't even tell you. I can't even describe how excited I am. I
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, read more of your comments. Like Grant
Keep
was
asking
talking.
questions, guys. Keep asking questions.
Yeah. Paul says after tonight, are we sure Cedric is our top receiver anymore? Cedric's a good, talented wide receiver, but I'm so happy with the depth. And you talk about Jalen Hyatt broke out tonight. Brew McCoy broke out in that LSU game. Ramel Keaton broke out, in the Florida game. Ramel Keaton broke out in the Florida game.
You know what that means? What you're saying,
Confidence.
David?
What's that?
We're playing as a team.
Yes.
A team is not one person just being your star studded. Hey, don't get me wrong. We missed Tillman. That guy's fantastic. And when he's back, just think how good we're going to be. These guys are stepping in. Different guys are stepping in when you need them. Just like you said, Morrison. I mean, this is unbelievable. And this is coaching.
Yeah.
They've got them all ready to play. I've never, as long as I've been alive, I'm 37 years old, guys. I tell you, man, we won a national championship in '98. It was fantastic. That was a year like no other. But what I'm seeing since week 1 to where we are now, I've never seen anything like this. No. I haven't. Period.
I mean, it's unreal. Just like I said, from the beginning of the season to where we are now, and like I said, this is for Tennessee fans tonight. Somebody's saying about TCU. Let me see here. Somebody said, did they win? Yeah, TCU defeated Oklahoma State 43-40 in double overtime. So, I mean, we're ranked higher than Oklahoma State, so that really shouldn't affect us. But, hey, shout out to the Horned Frogs. They're undefeated. I saw Syracuse won over NC State. So Syracuse is undefeated, but they're ranked a lot lower than us. I saw Florida was getting stomped by LSU.
Are they? I didn't know that. Are they?
It's 42-21 with 1:07 to go in the third quarter.
Oh, my. And we stomped LSU.
Yes.
Guys, Tennessee is elite right now. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You understand this?
Absolutely.
This is unreal.
Yeah. Let's see here. Amy says the coaches have done an amazing job with this team. I'm so proud of these boys. This is a Vol time all the way. This is Vol time all the way. Absolutely, Amy. John talked about that Florida getting whooped. Grant saying next man up. We were talking about Cedric Tillman. Avery saying, just imagine when Tillman comes back. How can you cover that?
I know.
I know it.
Hey, where are we hey, our defense is whatever, but I'm going to tell you right now what they did tonight and what they did last week. Hey, with what we have on defense, you have to be so dang proud of our defense. I don't care what you say. We don't have star-studded defenders. Our secondary is just mediocre at best, but I'm telling you, these guys are making plays when it matters.
I know it.
You have to be so proud of how they played tonight. I'm telling you, guys, I'm ready to put pads on right now and just go play. I am so proud of our team and what they're doing. They're fighting so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ball for life. Watching us on YouTube says go Vols, and then John confirming that Florida LSU score so far. The comments.
I can't. That is unbelievable. They're romping Florida. That's amazing.
I know it. Like I hadn't really turned on the TV. I mean, I played a little music when I got in, celebrated, but I hadn't really turned on any much college football. Kentucky and Mississippi State's tied at 3, so I'm just learning all these scores as I'm coming in here. GBO, great to be a Tennessee Volunteer watching us on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube. And like I said, we do the show every Wednesday night.
Although how many people do we have watching right now?
We got 39 people.
All right, 39 people. All right.
Yeah, we got.
Listen, 39 people on here. I'll bet you there's a few of you that don't even know about our podcast. If you're not subscribed to our podcast, please do so now. Go to wherever you listen to your podcast, Amazon, Apple, Spotify. It's right there on the screen. David just posted it. Search for Good Old, that's OL, Good Old Rocky Talk, TALK. You'll find us, subscribe, and you'll see our weekly podcast. We had Eric Ainge on last week, and it was our best podcast to date.
Mm-hmm.
It is an awesome podcast, and let me tell you, I can't wait to do our podcast come Monday. It's going to be incredible.
Yep, I'm excited about it too, and want to give also talk about my show, Vol Society Live. We're basically recapping the Alabama game to here tonight because Tuesday night we're going to preview the Tennessee basketball team, and I'm excited about the basketball team just as much as the football team. So, if you want more content, like I said, make sure you tune in Tuesday night for basketball, and then we're going to talk about football the rest of the way every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. I know we got a lot of people in the Central time zone, so I want to clear that up. And, of course, all our shows are archived across our social media pages. Let's see. Dwayne asks, is UT Martin any good this year? I just looked at the record. I think they're like 4-3, if I'm looking at this correctly. I'm sorry, 4-2 on the year.
They shouldn't be anything to us.
No. Yeah, their two losses. They lost to Missouri State and Boise State on the year, and they've kind of played a typical Ohio Valley Conference record. So we should be okay next week. I'm sure there'll be some jitters at the beginning, or maybe like overconfident because of the win. But I wouldn't hit the panic button.
We'll take care of business.
Yep,
we'll be all right.
Absolutely. Avery says we want Georgia. Pastor Scott checking in, said incredible game and win. The Vols are finally reveling again. Go Big Orange. You are right, Pastor Scott.
We are. Pastor Scott, are you sitting out with a cigar tonight? I hope you are.
Hopefully he's starting his sermon for tomorrow.
Well, that's all right. Hey, it's okay. It's okay to be working. It's okay to be working on your sermon and smoking a cigar. They go hand. Tonight's the one night it's okay to be smoking a cigar, guys. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. There's not this is long overdue, okay?
Absolutely. Enjoy it. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Come on, guys. Come on. We just beat Bama. I need questions. We need comments.
GBO on YouTube's just saying it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. Great to be Tennessee Vol. He's flooding our comments with that. Scott says, I plead the fifth. Sermon is ready to go. All right. Can't wait to hear it tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Overcoming our giants. Be something like that. Anyways, keep these comments coming, folks. Share the video out. Like I said, we'll go kind of as long as we want to here. I started reading.
I'll stay on the 3 in the morning if you have questions. Keep going.
Yeah. Joshua with a question. What's your opinion on our secondary? It's scary. It's our weakest point of our team, but
yet we still beat.
But still beat Bama.
Just keep that in mind. That's all I'm going to say, guys. That's our weakness. We know that, but we still beat Bama, and we're 6-0. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Here, the bottom. I've said it already, but to answer your question, we have who we have at our secondary.
Yeah.
That's all we can do at this point. But what Heupel is doing and how he's coaching these kids, he's coaching them to play at an elite level, the best that they can possibly play. Are they perfect? No. Our team's going to score on us? Yes. But they're making key plays when it really matters. And as long as you can have a few key stops each game against these big teams, we're fine. Because guess what? There's not a team in college football that can stop our offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Absolutely. Nicholas says, what will be ranked now? I'm saying number 3 tomorrow. Brad's kind of saying wouldn't shock. It's 2-3.
2-3.
Let's see. Got another pastor, Pastor Bob. Me and you both know him very well. He comments. Yeah. Bob Kerr says Young is a tremendous quarterback, but he was the second best quarterback in the country today. You are right. You are right, Pastor Bob.
Yeah.
And then
Hey,
Pastor
I'll be
Scott
honest with you.
confirms it.
I
Yes.
th- I think Hendon Hooker. This may sound crazy to a few people, but if I'm playing a pickup league right now, and I have to pick right now between Young or Hooker, I'm telling you, I would take Hooker.
Yeah.
I truly believe Hooker is the better quarterback in the league right now. I really believe. And don't get me wrong, Young balled tonight. He is a phenomenal athlete. The kid's got a bright future. But this Hendon Hooker, I'm telling you, there's something special about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
Yeah. Joshua says number 0. That's Danico Slaughter said he did very good for only his second start. Yeah, Danico did very well tonight. I'm
Yeah.
very happy for him. He's come a long way. Kevin says Hooker all the way. Anyways, I was reading some of these. I was trying to come up the last time Tennessee beat Alabama. I mentioned this at the top of the show. Some random pop culture and sports stuff. So the last time before tonight, the last time Tennessee beat Alabama in 2006. Here's some interesting stuff. The Seattle Supersonics was still an NBA franchise. Your Charlotte Hornets was still in New Orleans. That's the
Yes.
Pelicans.
Wow.
Kevin Durant was a freshman at the University of Texas. And Nick Saban was still in the NFL.
Hey, this is our first win over Nick Saban, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Did we
Saban was 15-0 against us up until tonight. Now it's 15-1.
was there an iPhone in existence?
There was no iPhone. The iPhone launched the next year. Netflix.
Hey, this is the first time. Think about this too. This is the first time that us Tennessee Vol fans can tweet that we beat Alabama.
Yes.
Isn't that nuts?
I know it. Yeah.
This is a historic win, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Netflix was just still a streaming. Wasn't even a streaming app. They launched in '97, but they did other
Oh my God.
business.
Remember that where you had to go and get the actual DVDs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blockbuster was still open.
Of course it
The,
was.
the Blockbuster in Athens, where I live, was still open in 2006. It closed, I think, that next year.
Unbelievable.
PlayStation 3 hadn't even launched yet. We were still playing PlayStation 2. There was no SEC Network. That launched in 2014. There was no Marvel superhero movies. The first MCU movie was Iron Man 1, and that launched in 2008. The number 1 TV show on was American Idol. Our favorite TV show, The Office, just started season 2.
No kidding.
Yep. That was the season they won the Emmy. Remember the show According to Jim?
Yeah.
That was still on the air in 2006.
Incredible.
The number 1 song in the nation, I mentioned this at the top of the show, was Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
The number 1 movie was the Prestige with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but the Houston Astros was still in the National League. Unreal. And Millie Bobby Brown, who's on the TV show Stranger Things, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She was only 2 years old.
Incredible.
So that was pretty. So that's just some random facts I've Googled.
Yeah.
Google was still around in 06, but it was, it wasn't what we use it every day.
Yeah.
I think YouTube launched in 06.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still fairly sparse to what it is today. So anyway, so that's some random pop culture stuff.
Any more questions?
Yeah, Scott was wondering when was the last time we beat Florida, LSU, and Alabama in the same year. I had to look that up there, Scott. I'm trying to, because we don't really play LSU every year.
Sure. So, yeah, as you just said, we'll have to look that one up. That's a trick question.
Yeah, because I know the LSU one because we don't play them every year. I know with Florida and Bama, probably 04 was the last time we beat both of them the same year because we didn't get it in 16. Bradley saying Hooker for Heisman.
I agree with that.
Grant Brown says maybe 2001. I'll look. We'll have to look it up, and we'll definitely. So Grant says, talking about Netflix, they would make you rent movies for a whole week. Who watches a movie more than 1 week at a time at the same rental? Period. Yeah, I know it. It's crazy. Just the comparisons. One. Okay, yeah, they lost to LSU in the SEC title game in 2001. That's when we beat Florida and Bama. Yeah, I'll have to look it up because that LSU one's a little tricky. But keep these comments coming, guys, and questions, please. More questions here.
Yeah, Netflix, you had to they would mail them to you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then I started thinking about Redbox for a minute. Yeah, you could go into a Redbox and
Yeah, I don't even know if Redbox was that was like in like the late
yeah
2000s, I believe, like 08, 09. So I don't even think there was a Redbox back then. I mean,
it's been that long, guys.
yeah, I'm gonna have to mention this to D's on the podcast Monday. So
Yeah.
let's see here. John says, this is John Bull. How do you think this will affect recruiting? If I'm a recruit tonight, I'm going to commit as soon as possible because you saw the atmosphere. You saw where Tennessee is rising. Knoxville's a great city. That crowd tonight, I mean, it definitely was louder than that Florida game. And
I can't imagine how many people are going to want to come to Tennessee now because we were at that game a few weeks ago when there were a ton of recruits. I talked to a lot of those recruits at the Florida game. So they not only got to see that incredible environment, but then you see this. I'm telling you guys, this year is unbelievable for our program.
Absolutely.
And for the future of our program.
Absolutely. Pastor Scott says he's wondering about our chances against Georgia. I think we can score on them. Definitely so. I think the to me the earliest key to the game, you're going to have a hostile crowd with Georgia, especially if both of us are undefeated going into that game. That could be a possible 1-2 matchup.
Who did Georgia almost lose to, David? Tell us.
They almost lost to Missouri.
All right, let's
State. Yeah. Missouri.
They really did almost lose to Missouri. Let's not kid ourselves, all right? They really almost lost to that team. Missouri's not a great team. I don't care what you say.
No, they're last in the SEC East. I mean, I think Vandy can take them.
Just think about this, guys. They almost lost to them. Guys, I'm telling you, I said at the beginning of the year just because I had a feeling, just pure feeling. But now, after knowing what I know now, all we have to do is come and play our game like we've been doing the past 2 weeks. There's no doubt we can beat this Georgia team. Period.
Yeah, and that game is coming up on November the 5th.
And it will be a big game.
Yes.
In theory, I mean, anything can happen, but you win that game, guys. We're going to Atlanta.
I know it.
Do you understand that? you're under Heupel.
And you could be meeting Alabama again. I mean, I know that's going to
incredible.
Yep. John's talking about had a lots in the house for both Florida and Bama. Natalie Newman says, my question is, how many times did Brad say the heart of a Vol baby today? Congrats, guys.
I said it quite a bit. And if you haven't been on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, my wife has uploaded, I mean, I'd have to say she's uploaded at least 7 to 10 different videos of me tonight. And I've never, that was the craziest I think I've ever been tonight. I mean, I cried after the game. When we won that game, I cried.
Yeah.
That's how emotional I was, guys. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
And you're right, Natalie. The heart of a volunteer, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Woo.
Yep. See, Avery says Florida game is bonkers. John says he's looking forward to the game. Grant says, how are UGA's corners? If they're physical and long, we may be less effective throwing downfield. It's a possibility. But like I said,
Hendon Hooker knows being that much better than Bama's. I mean, maybe I don't know, but that's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. John says, who would be more fun in an SEC championship game, Bama rematch or Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels? The Bama rematch, I'm sure for TV and hype for that game, well, I'm sure everybody would be pushing that.
I'd
But
probably
you do have the Lane Kiffin factor
it
with Ole Miss.
if it was up to me, I'd probably rather play Lane Kiffin
Mm-hmm.
just because, and I'm just saying this because I know a little bit about football, and you kind of don't want to go against Bama twice. So
Exactly.
no, that's just me personally. You don't want to go against them twice, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it is Bama. It is Nick Saban, greatest college coach of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather probably have Saban, but it's
Excuse me.
likely it'll be Bama.
Yeah. Scott said I had good dance moves tonight celebrating the touchdown. Yeah, my mom recorded me dancing after some touchdowns.
I like it, David. You got to do it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Roy says, wow, Tennessee number 3 now. I think so. We'll find out tomorrow.
Two
Tina
or
said
three.
2 or 3.
They
Yeah.
deserve to be at that 2 spot. That's just my opinion, but
Mm-hmm. It's unreal. Tina said it. Oh yeah, sorry. Tina says that was the best game ever. My daughter just watched the game of her life. She was sending videos from the field. Incredible. So it sounds like Tina's daughter was there in the people. Hopefully, hopefully she enjoyed it and got out safely. As I know, it's kind of while it's exciting, can be a scary scene at the same time. But that's
here's a
awesome,
question.
Tina.
Here's a question for you,
All right.
and I want to hear your guys' thoughts too in the comments. I mean, we had a lot of ball players that really showed out tonight. But who's your MVP tonight, guys? Who's your MVP tonight? Who's yours, David? Let's hear yours.
Jalen Hyatt.
Bingo. That's mine.
Yeah. I mean, he broke the school record as far as touchdowns go. 5 tonight. He had just 6 catches and 5 touchdowns. Definitely our best home run threat down the field.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
What a great guy. God, I'm emotional, man. I am like losing it here. We've waited so many years for this.
Absolutely. Let's see. John says if Dodge dislodge OSU, everybody loves them. Yeah. It'd be nice to take on Ohio State. I think we can hang in there with them. A lot of people saying Hyatt is their MVP. Scott, John, Roy, Facebook.
God, I mean, he really has turned it up, hasn't he?
He has.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I can't. Oh my God, I'm so emotional here. This dude, Tillman goes out. I was so nervous when Tillman went out. I just cannot believe how good these guys are doing. Like how they've stepped up. Hyatt is he's on another level right now.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, let's see here. I know ESPN has update the stats. He's got 10 touchdowns on the year so far.
God.
He had 5 going in tonight. Kevin says the whole team and coach Heupel's his MVP. Avery says can't cover a cheetah.
Yep.
Pastor Scott says talk to a Bama fan who was there, and he said it was like the national championship type of environment. He says it's good to see this rivalry again.
It
absolutely. Greg checking in first time. He says imagine a rematch with Saban and Bama with Tillman healthy. It's gonna be a great game. I think just it's tough to beat Nick Saban twice in a season.
It is. I don't want to face him again if we don't have to, but it's hard to beat him twice. But
it'd be fun.
I will say this though, like if you watch that first half, by the way, that first half was fantastic. I mean, oh my God, this shows you how good of an offensive mind Heupel is. You can say what you want, but if you go back and really look at that first half, okay, that first quarter, especially in early second quarter, dude, Bama, Heupel was picking them apart.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was happening. It was unbelievable play calling. And then, of course, I mean, this is standard. As when you have, Nick Saban, who's a veteran, who's the greatest coach of all time, they're going to finally start, making adjustments, right? And they did.
Yeah.
Right? They did, which we knew that would happen. But I'm telling you, man, Heupel at the beginning, I've never seen a guy out coach Saban in my life. I mean, it was unbelievable. They could not stop us at all. Bama looked terrible on defense for a while. So I'm telling you guys, Heupel's here to stay. He's not going anywhere. You better be thanking God that we have this guy as our coach.
Yeah.
He's truly an unbelievable person.
Yeah, absolutely. You
And
know,
his staff. And that's the
yeah.
thing that's going to be sad to see, because I'm telling you, we're not going to be able to keep this staff. There's going to be so many people. We might be able to keep some of them, and hopefully most of them. But I'm telling you guys,
Yeah.
these teams are going to be all over Coach Heupel's staff at the end of the season. They
Yeah.
are. They are.
I mean, you're going to hear some people try to go after Josh, but I don't see
He's
that's
not going
going to be.
there.
No, he's not going to go anywhere.
I promise you, he's not.
I think Alex Golish, the offensive coordinator, you're going to hear his name come up for a lot of openings.
Oh, it is. It's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen.
I
Oh,
know it. I know it. That's the thing. And quarterback coach Joey Hazelwood. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of names from our staff, and if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to stop them. Go for it. Go live out your dream. Go make your money.
absolutely, absolutely.
Just go do it. Scott was wondering why we didn't run any more slants every time. We do get yards, but when we do it seldom. And John confirmed that one of them was the high up to touchdown. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. We were going more for deep balls and going more for throwing out of the backfield. Maybe we'll see more of that kind of going down the road. But yeah, I agree. I would do more slants too there, Scott.
Hey, what I really loved seeing, 3 seconds left before halftime. You take Hooker out, you bring Milton.
Yes.
By the way, do you know why that happened, right? Why we took him out? Do you know that? Do you know why? What's your reason why you think?
Because Joe Milton has a better arm than Henry Hooker, and he can throw.
Two reasons. One, you just said it. Okay.
Yeah.
The second reason is that's number one. He's got the arm to really get it there in the end zone. The second reason is, this is why I love Heupel, man. Like, you've got Hooker with these like no interceptions, right? Going on. Like, it's so easy when you do those kind of throws, those Hail Marys. Like, it's so easy to get a stupid interception from those, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other reason. That's the other reason, in my opinion, is like not to get an interception, for a Hooker off that play. So and it was brilliant. Let's get Milton in there, just throw one deep. If it gets intercepted, big deal. But I'm going to tell you, we were that close.
Yeah.
We were this close, actually.
I know it. It was unreal. I even used your lines like, he's about to throw this football over the Smoky Mountains here.
Oh, how much? We always said that. How much, what is it, Uncle Rico?
Uncle Rico.
How much one bet I can throw a football over them Smoky Mountains? Oh, if Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. Well, we did put you in.
Yes, we did.
He delivered a great ball.
Yeah.
He did.
And we're picking on Joe. Joe Milton. Yeah, I'm happy
Milton
for him.
is a solid person.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that right now. He's the best QB2 I've seen. He's all in. Again, man, I can't say how proud I am of these guys. They're all in, man.
Yeah. Yeah. John Bull says, love how calm the team was, their presence in the face of a historic game with huge emotional shifts. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell this story too. So my mom, I won't tell what job she does, but every once in a while she works at home, and she had some weekend work to do. But right whenever the fumble by Jabari Small, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go back in here and work again." And then when we thought we had the interception, Kool-Aid picked it off, but it was called a pass interference. So she's like, "Yeah, it's over. I'm just gonna go back in here and work." And I was like, "Okay." So then Hyatt scored his touchdown. She came back in there and watched the end of the game. So yeah, I mean, there was just some. Big emotional scenes.
They never gave up.
No, they did not.
Guys, I'm not here to bash coaches.
No.
Even though they deserve to be bashed. Those previous coaches we've had in the years past, I mean, there's no way we're where we are today with those coaches.
No.
There's just no way.
No, we would be where Auburn is right now.
I'm telling you, coaching is such a big deal. You got to have that right person.
Mm-hmm.
and we have failed for years, and it makes zero sense why
Yeah,
we failed this long.
I want to know it.
But we got it back.
Yeah. Somebody on Facebook says, great game, still overhyped. Let's see. Greg says we ought to throw some more money at Coach H. He will be sought after for sure. Yeah. I think Danny White is going to open up. He's going to break the bank for him.
He already gave him a raise. I'm going to tell you right now, buddy. He's got a
Mm-hmm.
big raise coming if he keeps this going.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's see here. Avery says, just think we barely had any of his recruits. This is purely coaching and the transfer portal, guys. Yeah, that's it. Coaching and then
We were limited.
yeah,
Heupel was limited on recruiting because of this crap Jeremy
yeah.
Pruitt got us into. Think about that.
I know it.
Heupel was limited.
Yeah.
And look what he's done. Just think, man, like these next few recruiting classes, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, there was a laundry list of recruits that was on campus this weekend for 23, 24, and 25. I mean, big time. I mean, the biggest high school football players in the nation was in Knoxville this weekend. And just it was a crazy weekend in Knoxville. You had a Keith Urban concert Friday night. Steve Martin and Martin Short did a show at the Coliseum the night before, or I guess last night. Craig Ferguson was in town doing a show. It was kind of like all this kind of accumulated the same weekend.
Well, and Thursday night I saw where Market Square they had like the basketball court out and all that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
what's going on there?
Yeah, it was just a meet and greet. You know, instead of doing like a Midnight Madness, they just did like a thing on Market Square where the Lady Vols and the Vols and like a meet and greet kind of deal. Yeah, it sounded like it was a pretty good turnout for that. So, yeah, and like I said, if you want more information on Tennessee basketball, tune in Tuesday night. We'll preview the Tennessee basketball team. So let's see here. Michael says, my Alabama friends have been quiet on Facebook. Not much Roll Tide going on. I guess not.
Right. Got that right.
They're probably grieving right now.
What were some of your favorite signs you saw at game day today? There were some funny ones.
There
were some
breathe
funny
if you hate Bama.
I like Alabama fans wipe their butt before they poop.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the two I remember.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there were some crazy ones. I mean, even a great environment for game day this morning. I mean, you saw Pat McAfee do a backflip into the Tennessee River off the boat.
Incredible. Hurt too. He landed right on his chest.
Yeah, and that's not deep water he was jumping in either.
No.
I mean, goodness.
I tell you what, man. Someone needs to have a little talk with Kirk Herbstreit, man. He needs to start learning how to pick the right teams.
I know it.
He picked Florida last time, and he picked Bama this time. My goodness, man.
Yeah, he's maybe keep not picking us. That's all right.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. Let's see here. Kevin says Florida's coming back. I'll check that out. Okay, so 42-35, LSU's now leading Florida.
Uh-oh.
Gators coming back. Let's see here. McDonald's bag from Avery. John says Lee Corso looked good in the Smoky Head. Yeah. So it's good to see Corso back on game day. I know he had a bit of a health scare the last couple of weeks. I'm glad to see him back return back to Knoxville. And yeah, did you see Paul Feinbach come out of the coffin on SEC Nation?
God. So funny. Did you see it, David?
I did. That's probably the funniest I've ever laughed at Paul Feinbaum. As far as
in a Tennessee coffin.
Yes,
he was carried out
had the Undertaker's theme playing
by the Undertaker's theme music, and this guy, they open the casket up and he just lifts up and he's like, "Oh, it was so great."
Yeah, that's probably maybe my favorite Paul Feinbaum moment. There's not many out there. Old legend will be say, yeah. And Avery says, let Kurt keep not picking us. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Scott says, best T-shirt I saw, not today Saban instead of not today Satan. Yeah, it's seen a lot of that this week, and glad to see that. Let's see, Michael says, glad to see my Vols making a comeback. You're right, Michael. We've been waiting a long time for it, and We talked about the generations and a lot of young Vol fans who's never seen us 6-0 at this point. This was common ground for a long time, and now we went through rough patches and we've covered it all.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, I'm just happy for Vol fans, especially our younger Vol fans. And mentioned, Vol fans no longer with us. We wish they were here tonight, but definitely so. Uh, Pastor Scott says we need to get Heupel on the podcast. That'd be a huge deal.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Any others? Man, we went an hour and 7 minutes. I know you've only been on probably 50 of those minutes, but still, that's great. This is the most viewers we've had. Like I said, we peaked at over 40 viewers at one time, Brad.
I think we one time we had over 50.
We had 50.
Yeah, we had something viewers, which is great.
Yeah. And like I said, we got 107 Facebook reactions. Normally I do the Facebook shout outs, but there were so many I couldn't. I was afraid I was going to miss somebody. So, shout out to everybody that liked our posts or loved our posts. So shout out to everyone. Shout out to everybody commenting. I'm telling you, this game is going to go down as an instant classic. Definitely the greatest third Saturday in October game in the series history.
Yeah.
And your beloved Tennessee Volunteers come away with a 52-49 victory.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. It's unreal.
6-0, guys.
6-0. We're going bowling, so don't have to worry about that. Aaron, excited to see them play when Tillman returns.
Yeah.
Also want to shout out to Aaron. Got married over the last week.
Oh, wow. Aaron who?
Aaron Ferguson.
No kidding.
Yep. Congratulations to our buddy Aaron.
Congratulations.
Hope you're okay with that, revealing it.
Too late now. Is he on right now?
Yeah. He commented, said, excited to see them play when Tillman returns.
Awesome, man. Congrats, man. That's exciting, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
Yep. Danny's saying with Tillman and I guess when our safety Jalen McCullough returns, the Jalen McCullough situation is a little sticky to try to figure out. So hopefully that'll work.
No, hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's just whether he can be completely innocent and fine, but the problem is it's a felony charge, and that's why he's got to be out right now.
Yeah. You don't want to put any more pressure on that. Aaron said thank you to both of us. Michael says Tennessee played hard and didn't quit and give up after the fumble. Yeah, I mean, you talk about many Tennessee teams that gave up on turnovers or bad penalties and just quit right then. But this team did not quit at all.
No,
I mean, they could have quit on that fumble, could have quit on the Hendon Hooker interception, could have quit on the Alabama pass interference call, which thankfully, it lighten it up again. I mean, many times just even missed tackles. But yeah, I agree, Michael. This team did not give up, and I don't see this team giving up all season long. They're going to go down to the tail end each and every game.
No question. No question.
Absolutely. Michael says, yeah, players lose when they get discouraged. Yeah. And unfortunately we've had a lot of some of our VFLs that was playing for Tennessee done that. But this is a new day. This is a new era. This is the Josh Heupel era. I mean, 6-0 right now. Going to be in the top 5 tomorrow. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so happy. John's saying it's so nice to see Tennessee come out on fire starting the game. So many former teams were flat at the start of the game. You're right. I mean, when Former was coach, it was a different style of football back in the day. But still, I know what you mean, John. There's many times Former teams was grinding out games. Greg says, I believe a lot of players quit. Coach, the previous coaches quit. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
way too many times we saw that happen. It's just so fun, and I don't want to bury Nebraska too much, but you think about hindsight 2020 when Scott Frost and Josh Heupel were both on the UCF staff. Nebraska went after Scott Frost, and I don't blame them for taking Scott Frost, but everybody thought Scott Frost was going to be the guy at Nebraska and be a bigger name than Josh Heupel. Now you look where both individuals are right now.
Yeah.
And I usually call Nebraska our Big Ten brothers because they're kind of a similar. We were both in a similar situation. Now we've broken ahead of them, and I guess you can say the same thing about Florida State and Miami and a lot of these programs that was great back in the day that fell flat, and now here we are. We're back, and I truly believe it.
Oh, we're back.
This is not a Texas. We're back. This is
we're back.
We are back.
There's no question about that.
Whew. Goodness. Well, Brad, this has been a fun night. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's like I said, we're going to continue our individual parties, but I know it's getting late here on. And thank you to everybody on all of our society viewers. Smoke a cigar tonight if that's your preferred. Drink you a frosty beverage if you prefer that. Celebrate this win tonight, Vol fans. I mean, this is one of the greatest victories in program history.
No question.
One of the greatest college football games you'll ever see. This is why we love college football for nights like this. And what you saw at the end of that Tennessee-Alabama game, Chase McGrath game-winning field goal, 100,000 fans rushing the field, tearing down the goalposts. That's what makes college football so special compared to every other sport in existence. You do not see that passion, energy, the generations, the traditions just woven in. Every Saturday. And I mean, and they only play college football, 14, 15 weeks a year? I mean, not counting bowl games and stuff like that, but like regular season games, you only get that for like 4 months of the year.
Right.
And those 13, 14 weeks are just so special because just chaos happens throughout the entire day. And it's just so exciting. Tyler Campbell says, did we really beat Bama? We did. This is not a dream, my friend.
Not a dream, but
yeah.
I got a surprise during the game, Morrison. I got a surprise FaceTime call from Mr. Tyler Campbell live from Rusty Wallace Nissan.
Nice.
It was so big, baby.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, everybody's kind of saying goodbye, so I think it'd be a good time to say goodbye. John says last time we were storming the field was Florida in '98. Yep, it was.
Yep.
Great night. So, folks, we just want to go say thank you very much. It was impromptu Vols Society Live, but we have to talk about this tonight.
It was necessary.
Yeah, I mean, we have to for tonight. Like I said, I will be back on live Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. We're going to preview Tennessee basketball. The podcast, good old Rocky Talk, we're definitely going to break down this game, and then we'll spend like 1 minute previewing UT Martin. And then that's going to drop on Tuesday with Brad, as you see right there on the screen, myself, and the other David Deese. And then we'll have Josh Heupel's press conference Monday on our Facebook page and all across our social media platforms, wherever we can upload it. And, like I said, enjoy this win, Vol fans. And we'll wrap it up. Thank you for watching a special Saturday night edition of the Vol Society Live. And we will talk to y'all on the podcast on Tuesday. And then tune in Tuesday night. Yeah, go Vols from Brad.
Go Vols. We love you, Vol Society.
We love you, Vol Society. Have a great night. Enjoy the win. We'll talk to y'all right back here on Vol Society Live Tuesday night. Preview the basketball team. Have a great night. For Brad Frank, I'm David Morrison. Good night and go Vols.